Yo, man, you already know what's good for you and what's bad for you. You already know if you should eat a cookie or if you should eat a salad. You already know if you should buy the sugary drink instead of the water. You already know what's good for you and what's bad for you. And so when we make the right decision, which we know it goes, it goes in line with what our values are, it goes in line with what we want to be, it goes in line with who we want to be. Sometimes that decision can be hard. Sometimes it can be really fucking difficult to not smoke, not gamble, not drink alcohol, not do the addiction or whatever it is. Maybe you're struggling, maybe you're not, okay? Most people these days are struggling with something. They probably have some kind of addiction. And, I can talk about this on my own account because I haven't smoked cigarettes for like a month now, maybe. And sometimes it feels hard because it's like, I really sometimes really want to do it. Like, for example, when I was on holiday last week, I spent a lot of time in the bar, like bars, pubs, whatever, socializing with a bunch of people who were all smokers. They were all rolling their cigarettes. They were all smoking a straight fag. They were like, no one was vaping though, but they were all smoking cigarettes. And this isn't to kind of put myself above them or to, separate myself from them, because I am in that group. I am that kind of person that wants to hang out with those kind of people. But I don't want to smoke. And I bet 100% that they don't really want to smoke either. But it's so fucking hard to decide to not do it, finally, And it's like, now that I've decided not to do it, it's like, okay, things are going good. And on days it's harder than others. And on the days that I'm really tempted to go into the store and just buy a pack of cigarettes, I just say to myself, like, look, this isn't what you want. You already know this, and you've gone this far already. So there's that I've got that going for me. I've gone that long without indulging. And ultimately, you have to make the right choice for yourself, because you already know. I don't have to sit here and tell you what's wrong, what's wrong, what's right. I don't have to sit here and spit my morals and my opinions onto you, because you already have your own set morals and opinions. You're not stupid, bro. You're just a person like me, okay? I already know what goes against my values, so I'm not gonna do those things anymore. I'm not gonna play video games because for me, they just absorb my life way too much. When I was on holiday, I played CSGO for about 1 hour, and when I got back, I couldn't stop thinking about it. And I ended up watching some, like, some cringe, like, CSGO content, like some, like, professional players playing, and I used to fucking eat that up. Like, I would, like, noodle soup, because that's what I used to be like when I was still, like, a gamer and I was still in, like Headspace. But it's like, for the last few days, it's like, I'm not gonna do that, because I already know it goes against my values. I need to stop doing that. And sure, it can be hard on some days. I'm like, I'm bored, I want to do something. Okay, it would be so easy to, watch the content. Oh, it's just there on my phone. It's just such, like, an easy thing. It's just, like, one click away. But eventually, I find myself in this kind of gap. I have this, like, little space of awareness, of self-awareness, and I'm like, hold on, that's not what I want to do. And I guess that's, like, the benefit of, like, meditating a lot, because it's like, once you meditate for long enough, you find that mindfulness, and that mindfulness can make you more aware of your own decisions, your own thoughts. And when you're about to indulge in something, there is a gap. Like, it can, the longer you meditate, probably the longer and bigger the gap is. And that gap gives you time to think, is this the right decision? Is this what I really want to do right now? Because most of the time it isn't. I like yesterday, okay, my mum bought a bunch of cookies. Okay, I love cookies. I'm always gonna use the cookie as an analogy for, like, the Temptations, right? But she literally did buy some cookies. They were triple chocolate, Belgian dark chocolate, whatever you want to call it, like white milk and chocolate all in one cookie, right? Oh, a really good cookie. And I looked at them and I just thought, I'm better off eating something else. There was, like, a slight moment where I was drawn towards it. But then I pulled myself back because I realized in that moment, okay, I've got this, like, I'm in the gap of that mindfulness gap that I've built. And in that gap, I thought, that's not what I'm going to do. That goes against my values. I don't need to eat the cookie right now. It's not worth it. You know, it's fine to indulge sometimes, like in a controlled way, and to not just eat it all the time and not do it all the time, you know. But that's all it takes, really. It's just a split decision to decide to do something or not to do something. And if you keep doing those decisions, because ultimately that's what success is, it's compounding the little decisions that you make in your life. You know, I was unsuccessful when it came to smoking because I chose to smoke. I chose to vape. I chose to, you know, keep going down that path. And now, like, probably I have, like, some, you know, messed up health issues, most likely. But now that I'm, like, a month clean, it's like, man, hopefully, like, I can keep making the right decision. And that will just keep compounding. And over the long run, like, eventually time will pass and it'll be, like, 5 years since I've last touched a cigarette. And then I'll be, like, fully healthy, you know? Hopefully. That's just hypothetical speaking. I can't say for certain, but I know for a fact, like, if I have this awareness now, it's only going to keep growing as long as I keep making the decisions to make it grow. So I don't know if this was kind of a little bit theoretical or whatever, but this is just the way that I've been thinking when it comes to smoking and stopping smoking, and especially when I was in the environment of really wanting to smoke, because I'm not going to lie to you, bro, I almost smoked, like, twice I was offered a cigarette, and each time I said no. I said no faster than I could even think about it, because I knew before going on holiday, right, if someone offers me a smoke, I'm gonna say no. And that's what I ended up doing. It's like I literally visualized someone, you know, having the cigarette pack in front of me or handing me the cigarette, and I visualized myself saying no, shaking my head. And that's exactly what happened. And I know it's such a small example, right? But I feel like cigarettes are like my vice, or they used to be. They made me feel like shit. You know, I'd smoke and I'd feel like shit because I knew for a fact that I was chain smoking so much, you know, like every half an hour, every hour. And I knew even then, like, I'd smoke a cigarette in the morning and a few hours later I'd want to smoke it again. And I knew for a fact, like, this isn't actually going to do anything for me. It's not going to make me feel any sort of pleasure. It's just going to make me feel worse. And that's exactly what happened. But I ended up doing it again anyway. I don't know what it was. It's just I kept making the wrong decision. So hopefully you can start making the right decision now. Because honestly, it doesn't matter where you're starting. It doesn't matter what the past is. It's about what you choose now. Okay? So hopefully this video helps you. And I hope you're doing alright.